A very good morning, students. So today we'll revise this chapter of your SST, Major Landforms, chapter 4. So let us start. The earth is made up of land and water. So around 29% of the earth's surface is covered by land and 71 is covered by water. So the surface of the earth is not the same everywhere. Like some parts are flat and level while others are raised. So landforms are natural features of the earth's surface. What are landforms? They are natural features of the earth's surface. The major landforms of the earth are mountains, plateaus, plains, deserts and rivers, which we are going to do in detail. So first we are going to talk about the mountains. So mountain is a landform which rises more than 900 meters above the mean sea level. Mountains cover 20% of the total land area of the earth. So how much does it cover? 20%. So mountains, they differ in height and shape. So some mountains are very steep slopes. The highest point of the mountain is called a peak or a summit. So mountain peaks are mostly conical in shape. Conical means they are cone-like, okay? Which is the highest peak in the world. So which is the highest peak in the world? All of you know, Mount Everest. The height and the shape of the mountain depends on their age. The Himalayas and the Alps are young mountains. They are high and have conical shape. The Aravallis and the Appalachians are the very old mountains. Okay. Then there are several mountains that join together to form a chain or a range. So mountains often have a series of parallel range which may extend of hundreds of kilometers. The Andes in South America and the Rockies in North America are the two examples of these. Then we have the importance. Mountains have a thin soil cover and a steep slope. So it's very difficult to grow crops there. So the mountain region are thickly populated. Means the population over there they're thinly populated. This is due to an unsuitable climate. Why the population over there is less? Because of unsuitable climate, shortage of flat land and difficulty in transportation. Despite this, mountains are very useful to us. Why is it useful and how is it useful? Because they act as a barrier against cold and hot winds. River originated from mountains are helpful for irrigation. The slopes of the mountains have rich pasture land and valuable forest, and some mountains are also rich in minerals. Next is plateau. Plateau or a tableland is highland with a flat top. Okay, so it has a flat top. It rises abruptly from the surrounding land. So it has steep slopes. So many rivers and streams also flows through the plateaus. Some plateaus are very large and extend over hundreds of kilometers. So the Deccan Plateau in India is an example of that. The Tibetan Plateau is the largest and the highest in the world. It is surrounded by mountain range on all sides. And other examples are Colorado Plateau in Northern America and Bolivian Plateau in South America. So most plateaus are in dry region. Due to the high altitude, means the height, the climate is cold and growing season is short. So many plateaus have deep canyons on their surface. The Grand Canyon in the Colorado Plateau is an example of that. Importance: plateaus have grasslands on which cattle and sheep are reared. Some plateaus are rich in minerals. Then we have plains. So plain is a flat and low-lying land surface which is also called as lowlands. They can be level or slightly hilly, and the slope of the land is gentle. So plains may be formed by deposition of the sand or silt by the river, and in case of northern plains of India, rivers carry the sand and the silt with them. So when the rivers slow down, these minerals are deposited on their banks. So plains are formed by these deposition only. So some plains are in the interior of the continents while some are near to the sea coast, and plains are more thickly populated than the mountains and plateaus. So the importance of plains have fertile soil which is suitable for agriculture, and most ancient civilization came up on the bank of the rivers of the plain. Most big cities and towns are located in plains only. It is easier to construct roads, railways and canals in the plains itself. Okay. Next is deserts. So deserts are the lands that receive very little rainfall, and they also experience dry climate. So deserts have very hot days and cold nights, frequent dust storms, hills of sands called the sand dunes, and very little vegetation is there due to less rainfall. So most deserts are located in the western side of the continent. Some examples of desert are like the Sahara Desert, the Kalahari Desert in Africa, the Great Sandy Desert and the Great Victoria Desert in Australia. So the Thar Desert and the Arabian Desert in Asia, okay, and the Atacama Desert and the Patagonian Desert in the South America. Then rivers. Rivers are the natural channels that carry the rainwater and water from melted ice and snow from the mountains to the plains and seas and lakes. So these channels starts as streams and join together to form a river. So from the place of the origin to its mouth, a river passes through three stages. So what are the three stages? The upper or the younger course, the middle or the natural mature course, and the lower or the old course. So most rivers originate in the mountains. The speed of the river is very high. The river cut a deep and a narrow channel in the mountain, and some features of upper course are canyons and waterfalls. Next is the middle or the mature course. The middle course of the river begins when it leaves the mountains and enters the plain. So here the valley widens, means it gets broader. The middle course of the river begins when it leaves the mountains and enters the plain. So here the valley widens, means it gets broader. At this stage the speed of the water decreases and the river develops loops which are called meanders. River Ganga, for example, has a meandering course between the Allahabad and the Varanasi. And the last one is the lower or the old course. So lower course, the river joins a bigger water body such as sea. In this course the speed of the river is very slow. Okay, the river deposits the silt it carries near the mouth, forming a triangular shape land that is called delta. And the largest delta in the world is formed by Ganga and the Brahmaputra rivers before they join the Bay of Bengal. Okay, so now we have revised this chapter. I'll send you a worksheet which you all have to solve. Okay class.